Hi everyone, I'm Shayla of the Blue Elephants, and today I'm going to be showing you how to work in corner to corner. Corner to corner is a type of crochet method where instead of working from side to side, you're going to be working from one corner to the opposite corner. And your rows will be diagonal instead of the regular horizontal rows. So for this piece, I wanted to start with 14 blocks across in blue and then finish it with 14 blocks of white going this way. The pattern for this blanket will be up soon, but for now I'm just going to show you how I made this square. And I'm going to do that with a new length of yarn from this is the Burnett Baby Coordinates yarn, and it's a DK weight yarn, and I am using a 5mm hook for this. So starting with our slip knot here, we're going to chain 5. Now we're going to work into the third space, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochet, 1 in each space. So now you can see that we have our first block, and this is going to be the bottom corner of our piece, and we're going to work out this way. So our next row is going to be a diagonal, and it's going to come across this way, and we're going to go from 1 block to 2 blocks. So to start the next row, you're going to chain 5 again, and you're going to work 3 double crochets starting from that third space again. Now, you're going to end up with something like this with the 2 blocks stacked on top of each other, and we're going to turn this first block over so it lines up with where our hook is now. And we're just going to slip stitch to the top of this chain 2 that we have and do a slip stitch. This joins the 2 blocks together, so now we can work our next block on top over here. So again, we're going to chain 2 and work 3 double crochet into this space. Okay, now we've increased from 1 block to 2 blocks and we're working diagonally. For our next row, we're going to do the same thing, except we'll be working an extra block into it. So 1, and again we're going to work 3 double crochet into each space, starting from the third. Now rotate the piece so you meet up with the corner of that first block of the row. Slip stitch to join it, and I'm going to chain 2 and double crochet 3 into the top of this. Now to join these two and get to the top of the next block, we're going to do the same thing. Just slip stitch, bring those 2 blocks together, chain 2, and then double crochet 3 into the space. And now you've increased to 3 blocks. So for my blanket pattern, I'm going to make a block that is 14 stitches, so 14 rows, and then I'll show you how to come back and decrease to get the other 2 corners to meet. I'll work those rows and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have our square done up to 14 blocks wide, but now I'm going to cut the yarn and start working on the white section. And now I'm going to bring in my white yarn. So far, as we've been working the square, we've been working chain 5 and then working 3 double crochet into that chain to make the next row. And the chain 5 that we would do would increase by one block. So instead, this time, we're just gonna turn the work, and we're gonna work 3 slip stitch along this side. So just 1, 2, and 3. And the third one is into this chain 2 space from the previous block. So now we're going to chain 2 again, and the rest is we're just going to work our blocks as normal. So chain 2, and then work 3 double crochet into the space, and to connect to the next block we're going to again slip stitch, chain 2, and work 3 double crochet into the space. I'm going to work that all the way along to the end of the row. Okay, now here we are at the end of our row, and we have one more block. So we're going to slip stitch, chain 2, and then work 3 double crochet into the space. And here is our first row of white. Next, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to turn our work around, slip stitch along these top 3 spaces, and now to work the next row, we're going to chain 2, and then work 3 double crochet to make our block. And now you would just continue this all the way until, as you go, you'll be decreasing to a point, and you'll have one block left at the end. So I'm going to show you what that looks like and how to bind off. Okay, now here we are with just one block left to go, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to slip stitch along the side, chain 2, and work our last block with 3 double crochet into the space. Now we're going to slip stitch the top of this block as we've done this whole time, and then do one more chain and just pull through to bind off. I've already cut the yarn because I knew how much I'd need, but here is our finished block. Now it's not fully square, just depending on your gauge and how tightly you knit or crochet, or how tightly you crochet, but if you wanted to, you could also go ahead and just wet this down and give it a light blocking, and you will get a perfect square. And if you're following along for my blanket pattern, that's going to be coming out soon. I'll be sure to link it below once it's out. But as of now, here is how to work in C2C. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope this was helpful to you. If there's anything that you would like to see, just let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe for more videos. I'll see you soon.